Hello, you might have noticed that Project Conquer 0.2.4 used a lot of the old trailer. I wasn't able to show everything I wanted to that was in the 0.2.4 update. For example, levers, which, I've already opened that one so that doesn't help, but they'll only work once, so for example, this won't work again. This is because I'm planning on making dungeons. This house is currently prefab so I can spawn it anywhere I want. Something else that wasn't shown was in the menu, which currently is not displaying the mouse in this version, there was a blue circle with two arrows that you can see. This was so that you can upgrade your sword into a flame sword, and it costs 100 gold. What else wasn't shown was that there is actually a main menu screen now, which looks like this. If I just jump back in here, a couple of UI elements that were never shown was mouse look. This just means that I can turn with my keyboard only, like so. If I just turn that back on, you can also turn off keyboard turning, which might be a little bit glitchy at the minute, which means that A and D do nothing, and I just have to turn with my mouse. Let's turn these back on. This is the sensitivity bar, which wasn't shown either, and as it says, it is just the sensitivity. So I can have some crazy speeds right there. Let's have mine on about half. So the new place is obviously the desert. It doesn't have a name for a teleporter yet, but it's Castle Grounds, which is another level I'm planning on working on, which I'm hoping to have destructible castles. So you saw the desert in the trailer with cacti, and I'm planning on having something to do with cacti for a resource for this level. Now, if you come down here, you can see that there are several buildings laid out. The buildings are planned to have merchants in some of them, so that you can buy different gear and sell gear. Now, the plan is to have, as you can see, a sword, a bow, armor, and the question mark. The question mark is something I've been keeping hidden for a while because it's going to be a miscellaneous weapon, so maybe you'll find a rare weapon that's actually a blaster or something just completely out of it compared to the other weapons. So this corner wasn't shown because I'm planning on putting a chest here. Chests will probably just drop resources and occasionally a weapon. But the only problem with the weapon system is that currently I'm unsure about how to make a scrolling weapon equipping system. So I'm going to swap out weapons so maybe you can store them at a location. Now if you die in this, I'm thinking of making it so that you lose money on death. But again, I can use one of these buildings to store money if you're worried about dying. Currently there's no way of getting wood in the game. You might have saw when I killed an enemy, if I just quit out of here. When I killed an enemy, he dropped stone and gold. Now, stone and gold are not useful yet. And neither is wood because wood hasn't been seen yet. Now the areas are absent of loading screens at the moment, even though it's a simple addition. So you can see here stone and gold, and it should say the amount. Stone hasn't got a tooltip yet. Pigs are also changed in the update, so pigs are now less glitchy. They will follow you if you're relatively close. You see they're still a little bit glitched, but if I run away from them they should stop following me. Yeah, see, he's gone a different way over there. He does like to spin around that one. So the giant ones were actually not shown. They weren't shown in the trailer, in the latest trailer, but they are still here. And this side of the map has more health to the other side, and this is purely because I wanted a cinematic feel of killing an enemy in the other area. Parkour is a lot more difficult than in the original alpha because I'm using the third-person controller built in with Unity to help with my animations at the moment. This is purely a placeholder. Something else that was shown in the recent trailer was banners. Now, banners are going to be in the Castle Grounds level that I mentioned. You may also see this line up here. That is because there's going to be a door here. It used to be in an older version of the game where the door would open when you beat both conquer points, and this will lead to the way to the main forest hub, which will then lead on to the dungeon. Now if I quit out of this, we'll have a look at the cave level. Now I'm not sure if the cave level's had any changes since the last version, but we'll take a look anyway. Now I've turned off fog for the case of this showcase, just to show how big the hubs are between the dungeons. So what you'll do is you'll be an area in the sky with conquer points, and then you'll come down into an area where you'll have to attack enemies and figure out how to get into the dungeon door. Now the dungeon for the cave is going to be located down here, past these crystals, which wasn't shown in the demo. But as you can see, there's a lot of space, which means that there'll probably be a few side quests around. Now the dungeon's planned to be down here. There'll be a cave entrance located around here. Now you'll see the UI is a little messed up here, but that's just purely because of where I've placed it at the moment. You're not supposed to spawn on that cliff, which is why the UI is in the wrong place. Now, the orb enemies don't have a way of being killed yet, and that's purely because there's no bows in the game yet, but bows are planned. And that's all for the 0.2.4 update. I hope you enjoyed.